Welcome back, people. If you have gone through the CSS module, you would know about layouts. We can change the whole look of a website by just modifying the layout of the website. And we also know that it's kind of complex to manipulate the layout, especially if you are a beginner. We also need the layout to be responsive, right? Responsive means that the layout must change in accordance with the size of the viewport in order to make the most of the screen space. Bootstrap makes it super easy to create responsive layouts for the website. So let's go to Bootstrap documentation. Here, go to layout, and inside layout, go to grid. So to test our code, we are going to use code play as usual. So here we have code play. Check if the Bootstrap version is the latest. So after that, we are going to add a div, and we are going to give it a class of row, and another div and give it a class of column. So col represents column. So we gave the second div with a class column and a background color of red and a border of 1 pixel solid. And inside the div we gave the text column. So now let's run this. As you can see, we have a column which is colored in red and it has the words column in it. The column takes up the entire width of the screen. So now let's say we add another div and give it a class of column. So what we will do is copy this, now let's run this. As you can see, we have two columns. To make it more visible, we will change its color to green. So it's more visible now. We have two columns, one is in red and another one is in green. So let's go back to there now. You can see that both the div takes up only 50% of the total screen space. So what we will do now is add another div, run it again. Now we have three columns and the screen space is equally divided among all the three divs. So now we know how to create rows and columns. Now I need a div that takes up only half the screen size and not the whole screen. Let's see how to do that. So what we will do here is create a new div below the previous div. So we created a new div and gave it a class row, and inside the div we created another div and gave it a class of column. So here we are going to add the number 6. We are going to style it just like the one before, but give it a different color. Let's say blue. Let's save this. Let's run this. So we do not have any text inside, so let's add a text. Let's say column 2. Let's run it again. You get a new div which takes up only half the screen space. So the 6 here represents how much of the row you want to take up, and that can be a total of 12 columns. So this column takes up 6 out of 12 columns and the other 6 is empty. So next what we will do is copy this, create another div, and this time let's give it a number of 4, which means it takes up 4th column spaces. Let's run this. Now we have 2 columns in the second row, and the first column takes up 6 column spaces and the second column takes up 4th column spaces, and we have 2 column spaces left. So we were talking about being responsive. Let's see what happens when you change the size of the screen. So let's go to a tablet size and a mobile phone size. We can see that the size changes with respect to the size of the screen. So if you go to Amazon or YouTube, you can see when you reduce the size of the screen, the content reduces in size up to a certain point. And when the point is reached, they reduce in number. As you can see, here we have 6 videos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Up to a certain point, we have 6 videos, and when the point is reached, the number of videos reduced to 5. If you go on to reduce the screen size, after a certain point it reduces to 4, 3, 2, and that's it. So what if we want something similar to YouTube or Amazon's website, where the size of the column reduces up to a certain point and then moves down? That is, on desktop size we will have 4 or 5 videos, on tablet size we will have 3 or 2 videos, and on mobile size we will have 1 video, and everything takes up equal width. So we will see how to do this in the next video. I hope you would have liked the video. Thank you for watching. Do like, share and subscribe to Supporting Tech.